Welcome to the Empowered Podcast with Deanna Merlino, a personal development show where I will be sharing with you just how to transform yourself into the best version of you, both inside and out. From fitness and nutrition to business and positive mindset work, I'll be showing you exactly how to live your best life. I'll be keeping it as real and raw as it gets. So get ready to peel back the layers and really transform yourself under the surface, because nothing is better than finding your purpose and living this life as your true, authentic self. This episode is brought to you by DM Fit, the exercise app with video-guided, always-changing gym and in-home workouts. To start or advance your exercise journey and achieve your fitness goals, go download the DM Fit app today. Hi guys, glad to be back again today. So last week we talked a little bit about our time and valuing that and changing some unhealthy habits that we might have. So today I want to be talking about healthy habits in general. As we're rolling into the new year, I really, I know I've said it, but I want to help you guys change your mindset and your thought process to make you be more successful, help you make life easier, because why not? And just kind of talk about some of the things that I want to help you change and improve over the new year and into the next year. Why not start on a strong foot? I think too that it's definitely something to say that people will create a resolution and they have their best intention in mind and then it fizzles out, right? That's because the work hasn't been put in to make changes on a permanent level, to make changes in your mind. That's where that personal development comes in. So I want to just kind of talk about some of the things. I'm going to roll into a little bit of nutrition today, have some of my background with that, and just some other things that are going to be super helpful to make you create a habit that's going to stick versus something that's just going to be temporary and then you go right back to your old self. I want to help you guys make lasting changes, lifestyle changes. Okay, so let's talk a little bit first about nutrition. Nutrition is so important. When it comes to nutrition and exercise, I know everyone focuses a lot on exercise, but nutrition and what you're eating and fueling your body with is actually 80-90% of the equation. If you hadn't heard that before, that might be a little hard to believe. You're thinking, well, I'm putting in the physical action that's going to get me there faster. It's not. Everything that you put into your body is fueling you at a cellular level. So what you're putting in is going to completely decide how your energy levels are, how your thought process is, if you're foggy, how your emotions are balanced. Nature has given us everything that we need to have an overall healthy, balanced body. So I think that it's really important to look at the types of foods that we're putting into our body and really healing ourselves with food versus medicine. I think that medicine definitely has its place. Absolutely. I'm not denying that. However, it's so helpful to use plant-derived products, plant medicines, old herbal, things that are really going to help heal us the way nature intended and correcting something at the source versus putting a Band-Aid on whatever it is that you're experiencing. And when you change your diet, what you're putting into your body, that is what's going to actually fix things at the cellular level so that your body can actually heal itself versus taking medicine and it's going to get rid of the side effects, but you're actually not healing anything. So I am so focused on our gut. Your gut is essentially your second brain, and it is the deciding factor on almost everything that's going into your body. When your gut is unbalanced, you're going to have acne. You're going to have poor energy levels, poor sleep. It actually is going to make things so unbalanced that it can even affect whether you have stress, anxiety, depression, things like that. Those are hormone imbalances that can normally be fixed by what we're eating. Again, medicine is necessary sometimes. I'm not saying just go throw out your medicine if you're on any of those, but I am saying go work with someone who is going to help you figure out that balance. Our gut is nowadays we tend to have more of an acidic pH versus an alkaline pH because of the foods that we're putting in our body. It's so easy when we're busy. If you're busy, listen to my last episode, that we go and stop and pick up fast food on the go, or stop at a Tim Hortons or Starbucks in the morning on the way to work and have a bagel and a coffee. I'm not saying coffee is bad, but just for an example, coffee is very acidic. It's also very highly chemically processed, and we have it a lot, right? We need to start being more conscious of the things that we're putting into our body. When we shift from an acidic pH to a alkaline pH, disease cannot thrive in an alkaline state. They thrive in an acidic state. So we really need to shift our body and heal ourselves with the foods that we're eating so that we're healthier. I know I hear a lot of times that, well, it's too expensive to eat healthy. Let me change that thought for a second. It's too expensive to not eat healthy because in the long run, your body is going to break down. You're going to get disease. You're going to end up in the hospital, which is going to cost a ton of money and a ton of time and a ton of stress, and hopefully not loss for your family. So change your thoughts. There's very easy ways to focus on eating healthy and doing it in a more affordable manner. If you just cut out some fast food runs and some coffee runs, that's going to make up the money right there. So I always say when it comes to eating healthy, you want to eat a whole food diet. And I don't ever want to push diet as in like a fast crash, one of those things. I do not stand behind diets by any means. I want you to make lifestyle changes so what you're eating is what you do long term. Anything that you do that gives you quick, fast results is never going to last. As soon as you stop doing it, the weight and the problems, the physical issues and the ailments are going to come back. So whole foods, anything organic as much as possible. One way to save with organic that I have learned is if you search, there's like the top 20 foods that should be organic and shouldn't when it comes to fruits and vegetables. That will help you know what is a good thing to, where you can sometimes skip getting organic to save a little money. But meats, always, always, always organic, grass-fed, anytime you can. If not, it's filled with antibiotics and different chemicals and stuff. Non-GMO. GMO is a genetically modified organism, whatever, anything that you're eating. Why would you ever want something that's been modified from its original natural being and then eat that? So you want to try and eat clean meats. Anything clean is so, so, so important. Stay away from gluten if you can, even if you don't have a gluten allergy, which a lot of people have a gluten sensitivity that they don't even realize. But it's just something that your body doesn't break down as easily, and it's creating it to work harder. Our bodies naturally detox themselves. That's what they were meant to do. But when you get so bogged down with all the chemicals, which are in so much of the stuff that we're eating, not just what we're eating, but also what you're putting on your body as well. That's another really important thing to start being aware of. The products that you put on your body, whether like body washes, shampoos, makeups, that kind of thing. That all builds up and that blocks your detoxing organs. And so that's really your kidneys and your liver. And when they're bogged down, they're not able to actually clean your body out like it's supposed to. And that's where, illness, sickness, disease comes in. It's like a car that needs an oil change. When you change the oil, it is going to, clean and get you a new filter. And then it's able to drive properly again. Our bodies are our vehicle, our one vehicle for our entire life. Why we take care of our cars, why not take care of our body, right? We have to live in it every day. Okay, so moving on a little bit as far as some habits that you can pick up to make yourself more successful as we go into the new year is going to be food prepping. Food prepping is huge, especially again, if you have a busier schedule. One thing that I always did when I was competing was on Sundays, I would prep my food. And then I kind of started doing Wednesdays and Sundays just because I don't want to eat the same thing too much. I know that's another way that people get burnt out when they're trying to be healthier. But if you food prep, you're going to cook in bulk. And let me tell you that you don't have to eat bland food. You can definitely spice up your food and make it super tasty so that you enjoy what you're eating, but still be healthy. Be mindful of portion sizes. However, you can eat a lot more when you're eating clean, healthy foods. You don't need to starve. I never starve yourself. No starvation diets. Nope. Out the window. I'm sure we've all done it. Out the window. Gone. If you food prep, you can still enjoy it. And if you are someone who wants to cook it all at once for the week. Freeze what you're not going to eat. And that's another great way of when you food prep a lot, just mark down what you made and then you can let it thaw when you're ready to eat it. And that's a great way to mix things up. If you have a lot of different stuff frozen, you don't have to eat the same thing over and over again. So food prepping is key to your success. It's much easier for you to go and have something healthy when it's already made versus a lot of times we're like, oh, I don't want to cook. Let me just grab something. And then there you are, four pieces deep into a pizza and a half a gallon of ice cream later. It happens. That also comes down to a sugar addiction that almost everybody has until you address it. There's so much sugar. On that note, I do want to say sugar is not bad. It's just you want to have natural sugar, like cane sugar. That's good for you. There's a lot of artificial sugars in our stuff, like sodas, candies, that kind of things. And that leads to a sugar dependence. And then your brain will actually, like an addiction, I need more sugar. Who has ever gone to the fridge and then before you know it, you're eating something and you're like, how did that even happen? Like I totally meant to eat something healthy today. It's not completely your fault. So moving on is supplements. Supplements are key, but let me repeat that. Supplements are intended to supplement your healthy diet that you're eating, your healthy foods that you're eating. It is not a cure-all. They are not a fix-all. They're not a miracle. They're not going to cure things. They're meant to work with the healthy foods that you're eating and fill the gaps. So whether it's your vitamins or like I have replaced coffee with a drink that has ginseng in it for my natural energy. There's so many different things. I take a collagen skin elixir that, helps with your hair, skin, nails, and your joints as well. So there's so many different supplements. We've all heard of them, your proteins, that kind of stuff. But you don't want to just have supplements and think that I'm going to be healthy. They're meant to fill in and bridge, even increase what your healthy habits and your healthy foods have been doing for you. Okay. So another thing is sleep. Everyone needs a different amount of sleep. Some people need more, some people need less. However, sleep is so important. If you are not getting enough, you're going to be slow and groggy. You're going to be crabby. It's going to decide how your day goes. You're not going to actually be able to focus and give yourself everything of yourself to whatever it is that you're doing. When we sleep more, we are able to be more energized, and it's going to allow us to just be more effective and more focused on everything that we're doing. And who doesn't love sleep? You don't have to do anything. You just get to rest and then you feel better, right? So this is huge. If you guys don't do this, please start doing it. I mean, you're kind of doing it because you're here listening. So that's good. Bravo to you. Claps. But do it even more. Reading and listening to personal development. Leaders are readers. If you do not read, you are only hurting yourself. You are not improving as fast as you can be. That has become something that I need to do every day to keep my mind right. And I'm always learning so much. We always want to be learners. Why not help yourself out? And then listening to personal development. So here is a personal development podcast, a motivational podcast. Good for you. That is a great start. Listen to more. I listen to something at least once a day, but I normally like to do in the day and in the evening. A really great way to fit that in is when you're driving. Something that I always did from time I started my businesses was that I would not listen to music in my car unless it was the weekend. I like to have the weekends off if you guys haven't caught on to that. But I listen on my way to work, on my way home, on the way to the store, wherever I'm going. I have a personal development podcast playing. And then on the weekends, have fun. But that's a great way to fit that into your schedule without really changing anything. And then exercise. We all know how important exercise is, but it is literally a game changer, a life changer. If you are not exercising, that is a surefire way to make yourself feel better, a more positive person. Working out actually increases the endorphins that are released in our body. So you're getting a dopamine hit, you're feeling great, and it's so healthy for you and it's so easy to do. There is a type of workout for everybody. And filter your way through different things. You might find something that you like. I highly recommend going to a new class and trying something out. I started doing yoga, and I remember the first time I did it, I didn't want to go. I'm like, this is going to be lame. It was actually very difficult and so relaxing, and I loved it. Go take a class, try something new, and you might meet some really cool people who are like-minded as well. So that's always awesome. Me personally, I love weight training. I love lifting heavy weights. But as I became a personal trainer, I also, from working at F45, I started doing like functional fitness, high intensity, which I absolutely loved. I hate cardio, hate it. And I honestly think that when you do too much of it, one, it's a waste of time and it's going to burn out your body and it's not actually helping a ton. If you are a cardio bunny, you know what that term is if you are one and you just live doing cardio, I promise that it's actually not helping you that much. Or if I've seen people who do a lot of cardio because they don't know how to do anything else. And I recommend you to look on YouTube, hire a trainer. If you don't want to do that, there are lots of different ways. I have my app. Go ahead and do that. It is fully guided because that is where you're going to learn new things and that's where you're going to see results and it's going to be better for your body. When you exercise, it's going to lower your chance of injuries when you're doing it properly. And it just makes you feel good and it makes you healthy and it helps you live longer. Who doesn't want to live longer and feel good? Why live longer if you're going to feel like crap the whole time? That doesn't sound fun. But living longer is one of the things that comes from exercise. So the last thing that I really want to talk about is talking about the things that you need to talk about. So by that, I mean, I've experienced a lot of trauma in my life and I hired a therapist because I needed someone who was professional in that field, who was going to help me work through my things. I want to normalize therapy. I think it's definitely getting better, but people have this stigma against mental health and talking about it. If you guys need help, ask for it. Someone is always there. If you need to chat, please reach out to me. But I'm not a pro, so I can only help to a certain extent. Go to a therapist. It may be scary. You may need to go a couple times to find the right person. I think I went through 2 therapists I didn't like before I found the third and I loved her. She was great. It's going to be hard. You have to work through things that naturally we don't want to talk about, we shove down inside. But that's where those traumas hurt you and continue to carry out the pain. Talk about it. Go see someone. And if you're not quite ready to talk to a therapist about it, which I highly recommend, talk to a close, trusted friend. But again, while you can have a shoulder to lean on, they might not have the best advice for you because they don't know the professional way to help. So definitely talk about it. As a trainer, I kind of become people's therapist. And I love that, especially because I am mentally equipped to deal with other people's stuff. And I'm okay with them leaning on me. However, there comes a point when I'm like, I will flat out say, from a place of love, I am telling you that I highly recommend you go talk to someone professional because I can tell that this really affected you. And I can't fully walk you through that, but I know somebody can. So definitely make sure that that's something that you get a handle on. And I promise it's going to improve your life so much, even if it's harder at first. And then the last thing is really come into the new year very focused and decided on who you're letting into your life. We're all made of energy. And if someone, you know this, when someone walks into the room and they're negative, you feel that, right? Or there's someone who walks into the room and they just light it up. First of all, ask who you are. Really think about where you could improve yourself and where you thrive at. I always want to make sure that I'm exuding a positive energy for people. So really focus on the people that you're surrounding yourself with. Are they lifting you up or are they bringing you down? That could be family or friends, or maybe you're stuck in a negative relationship and you just kind of deal with it. But I promise you that's bringing your vibes down. We don't want no low vibes, good vibes only. So really focus on that and start surrounding yourself with the people that fill you up. So let's go into this new year, really just making healthy habits for ourselves to improve ourselves and live a happier, fuller life. Stay tuned because, drumroll, next week I will be dropping my own challenge going into the new year. An 8-week challenge is what I think I'm going to do just to help guide you through that new year and start making permanent, healthy habits together. Let's all go into this new year as new year, new us. All right. So you guys have a great rest of your day and I can't wait to chat with you next week. Thank you guys so much for listening to today's episode. If you want to find out more, you can follow me on Instagram at Empowered with Deanna and my personal page, Fit Deanna Lolita. You can also visit me on my website, which is DeannaMerlinoFit.com. Make sure that whatever platform you guys are listening on, please rate and subscribe. And this means so much to me. It's going to help get me out there to help so many other people. I'm so grateful that you're here with me on this journey of wellness and self-empowerment. I cannot promise that it will always be easy, but I do know that it will always be worth it. Stick with me and together, let's start living as the version of us that we were meant to be. because the world is waiting for your gifts, and you deserve to live the life of your wildest dreams and beyond. So friends, let's get empowered.